What if everything you've been taught about money is only half the truth? Go to school, get a degree, find a job, work hard, retire. That sounds like the safe path, right? But in Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki challenges this exact mindset and presents two completely different ways of thinking about money. One leads to lifelong financial struggle, and the other leads to financial freedom. And in this video, we'll break down those ideas in the simplest way possible, so you can actually apply them in real life. 1. The two dads and their mindset. Kiyosaki builds the entire book around two very different influences from his life. His biological father, the poor dad, was highly educated and held a stable government job. But despite that, he often struggled financially and lived paycheck to paycheck. His mindset was traditional and safe: study hard, get a stable job, work for decades, and retire on a pension. But what if following that exact path is the reason so many people stay stuck financially? On the other side was his friend Mike's father, the rich dad. He never even finished 8th grade, yet he built wealth through business and investing. Unlike the poor dad, he didn't see money as something to earn and spend. He saw it as a tool, something to understand, control, and multiply. And this one difference in thinking changes everything. This contrast becomes the foundation of the entire book. It suggests that financial success is not defined by education or job titles, but by how you think about money itself. 2. Assets and liabilities, defined clearly. One of the most important ideas in the book is how Kiyosaki defines assets and liabilities. In simple terms, an asset is anything that puts money into your pocket regularly, without you actively working for it every day. This could be rental income, dividends from stocks, royalties, or a business that runs on its own systems. Now here's where most people get confused. A liability, on the other hand, is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Things like car payments, credit card debt, and ongoing expenses fall into this category. Even your personal home, according to Kiyosaki, is usually a liability, because it continuously costs money in maintenance, taxes, and interest instead of generating income. And this single idea challenges what most people believe about owning a house. The real takeaway is simple. Before buying anything, ask one question: does this put money in my pocket, or take it out? 3. Working for money versus having money work for you. Kiyosaki explains that most people get stuck in what he calls the rat race. They earn money from a job, spend it on expenses, and then go back to work just to repeat the cycle again. And the hardest part? Most people don't even realize they're trapped in it. In this system, income stops the moment you stop working. That's why Kiyosaki suggests a different approach. Instead of spending everything, you start building assets, even small ones at first, that slowly generate income on their own. Over time, these assets begin to grow and replace part of your salary. And this is where financial freedom actually begins. The goal is simple. When your passive income covers your expenses, you are no longer dependent on a job for survival. At that point, you become financially free, whether you choose to keep working or not. 4. The Cashflow Quadrant. Kiyosaki introduces a framework called the Cashflow Quadrant, which divides people into 4 income types: employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. Employees and self-employed people earn money based on their time and effort. If they stop working, their income usually stops too. And that's why most people stay stuck in the same financial cycle for life. On the other side are business owners and investors. Here, money comes from systems, businesses, or investments that continue generating income even without their constant presence. This is where money starts working for you instead of the other way around. Kiyosaki argues that schools mainly prepare people for the employee side of the quadrant, while financial freedom is more likely found on the business owner and investor side. 5. Financial literacy as the real curriculum. Kiyosaki makes a strong claim in the book: most schools teach you how to earn money, but not how to understand it. Subjects like accounting, taxes, investing, and business structure are rarely taught in a practical way. And according to him, that creates a major gap in real life. And this is where things get interesting. He argues that this is why even high-income professionals like doctors, lawyers, or corporate executives can still struggle financially. Because earning more money doesn't automatically make you rich, it often just leads to bigger spending. Bigger house, more expensive car, higher lifestyle costs. And suddenly, the money disappears just as fast as it comes in. That's why Kiyosaki emphasizes financial literacy, the ability to read financial statements, understand cash flow, and clearly know the difference between assets and liabilities in real life. In simple words, he wants people to understand not just how to earn money, but how money actually moves. 6. Mind your own business. Kiyosaki introduces a very important mindset shift here. He says most people focus only on their job or profession. That's how they earn their paycheck. But he separates this from what he calls your real business, the assets you are building on the side. And this changes everything about how you see your job. Your salary, according to him, should not be the end goal. It should be fuel. Fuel that helps you buy or build income-generating assets, like stocks, property, or a business. Over time, these assets become your real source of wealth, not your job. Because the goal isn't just to earn more, it's to own more. 7. Taxes, corporations, and legal structure. Kiyosaki then briefly touches on how money flows differently depending on how you earn it. Employees usually get taxed first. Their income is deducted before they even receive it. But business owners and investors often have access to legal structures like corporations, which can reduce taxes and protect assets within legal boundaries. And most people never even realize this difference exists. His point isn't to teach tax tricks in detail, but to highlight something bigger. The financial system does not treat all income earners the same, and understanding that can completely change how you think about money. 8. Overcoming fear, doubt, and laziness. One of the biggest barriers to wealth, according to Kiyosaki, is not lack of opportunity, but mindset. He talks about fear of losing money, doubt about risks, and comfort with staying in the same routine. And this is where most people stop before they even start. For example, many people say, "I can't afford it," and end the conversation there. But he suggests changing that mindset. Instead of shutting down the idea, ask a different question. How can I afford it? Because one question closes doors, and the other opens them. This shift forces your mind to think creatively instead of accepting limitations. 9. Pay yourself first. This principle is simple but powerful. Kiyosaki says most people pay everyone else first, bills, rent, expenses, and only save whatever is left. And most of the time, nothing is left. So the cycle never changes. His idea is to flip this approach. Pay yourself first. Before anything else, set aside money for savings or investments. Even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Because that pressure forces change. It pushes you to either cut unnecessary spending or find ways to increase your income. Over time, this builds discipline and financial growth. 10. Common criticisms worth knowing. While the book is very popular, it has also faced criticism over the years. Some financial experts argue that a few of Kiyosaki's ideas are oversimplified, and certain examples don't fully reflect real-world financial risks. For example, assets like rental properties can also become liabilities if not managed properly. And this is something many readers don't hear at first. Critics also say the book focuses more on mindset than practical financial instruction. And that while it's great for motivation and perspective, it should not replace formal financial education or professional advice. In other words, the book is a starting point, not the full road map. But the real question is, did this change the way you think about money? Because this book isn't just about getting rich, it's about understanding how money really works, and how your mindset shapes your financial future. One path leads to security and lifelong work for money, the other leads to building freedom through financial intelligence. And the path you choose is completely up to you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more book summaries like this.